Hello, everyone. It's your friend Tristan Miller. I'm just here to inform you that I'm recording my first stand-up comedy album and special on May the 4th in New York City at Caveat at 4 p.m. You can go to the link in my bio on my social media platforms, or you can go to caveat.com, go to May the 4th, and buy tickets there. Highly recommend that you get them early as they are cheaper that way. Also, after the show, I'm going to go. Phantom Menace is playing in theaters. So I'm going to take a big group to go to the nearest AMC or whatever Cineplex and go see my favorite Star Wars movie. I'll say it. I'll say it with my full chest. My favorite Star Wars movie in theaters again. So hope to see you at both things. If you have to pick one, just pick my show, please. I would like to sell out the house if possible. Anyway, love you. Hope to see you soon. Okay, bye-bye. Coming soon to theaters, podcasts, film reviews, and so much more. Available at tristanmiller.substack.com.
And now, our feature presentation.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Focus Testing, a podcast about movies where we make a movie. My name is Tristan Miller, and joining me today is Rebecca Mary Gwendolon. How are you, Rebecca?
Oh, kia ora. I am fantastic.
Wow. In this economy, I am jealous. Ugh. Literally couldn't be me, but I'm really happy for you or whatever.
You sound absolutely thrilled with no drawback.
Yeah, no, I am clearly fine. But you and I met through doing comedy down here in Auckland, in Tommy-Kimikara, Auckland, and I was wondering, how did you get into improv comedy, which seems to be your main bag?
Yeah, I got a lot of bags in the closet, but the main one is improv. I got into improv because on a family holiday in the year 2007, we turned on the TV in the motel, and Whose Line Is It Anyway happened to be playing, which we'd never seen before.
Oh.
And my siblings and I were like, this is the funniest shit we've ever seen. And then the next week, I was at school and I saw a poster that says, do you like Whose Line Is It Anyway? Join theater sports. And I was like, oh my God, I just learned that existed.
That's a bit of providence.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh, that's so funny. Where were you on holiday?
Gold Coast.
Okay.
The Necessary Family Gold Coast theme park holiday.
Yeah. Australia, right?
Australia, yes. Brisbane. Hollywood on the Gold Coast, as it's known. Yeah.
Very cool. So was it the British Whose Line or the American that got ported over?
American.
Interesting.
Wait, there's a British Whose Line Is It Anyway?
It was started off as a British show, then we took it and made it better. You're welcome.
This is knowledge I feel I should have had.
You can see with respect to the very competent and fun improvisers from the British Whose Line Is Anyway. You can see several clips of Stephen Fry absolutely floundering his way through trying to do improv when he's in his 20s, available on youtube.com.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I can't imagine Colin Mockery not being there.
He is. He and Ryan Stiles are there because they're Canadian. And so they can over a lot easier.
Canada is the bridging point between the UK and the US.
Honestly, yes. Look at Mae Martin. Look at them go. 100%. But yeah, that's so funny. And I assume you then started theater sports, which is like comedy sports in the States is what we call it.
Yeah, different, but similar.
Yes.
Yeah. I did join theater sports as the only year 9 in a group that was otherwise year 13. So then the next year they all left, year 13 being the last year of high school in New Zealand. Then they all left. So then the next year I was in year 10, and suddenly, in order for there to continue to be theater sports at the school, I had to be in charge and keep doing it. So that is what happened.
Yeah. And risk of overanalyzing it, do you think that's put you in a position where you feel like you have a certain level of like, well, I know what I'm doing, and like you seem to be very good at like starting and leading productions and stuff like that. Do you think that's where that started or not?
Some people are just natural born leaders, you know. Some people are born great, others have greatness thrust upon
Of
them,
course, of course.
you know. Many people learned that quote from the Lizzie McGuire movie. Um, and that's all I have to say.
You know, I think that's great. I love it. Um, and then did you go to school for drama as well, or did you just keep it up?
No, I did not. I have a Bachelor of Arts majoring in philosophy.
Ooh.
But I was originally studying physics and maths.
Oh.
I have too many interests, and it was always easier to do arts things extracurricularly. Like
Mm,
you can't really do well, you can actually do extracurricular physics and chemistry, which I did also do, but it's much easier. I found that it was easier to do like music and drama always as like even at uni, I was like, this is my extra thing. This isn't my main degree.
interesting.
Um, yeah, the very last course I ever did at uni, I didn't need it for my degree. It just sounded really fun. Was this like very practical one semester media studies paper where you were like in this studio for all of your classes and you were just like writing scripts and like making short films and
Huh.
like filming scenes. And that is possibly like the main thing that I use in my daily life now was that
Or
very last optional extra class that I did. Um, yeah, that was how I ended up thinking of myself as a producer because they made me the producer of one of the projects, and I had not previously considered myself to be doing that.
mm,
Yeah.
that's very interesting.
Mm.
I feel like how shall I express this? I think it's very interesting to have someone who is clearly very competent and good at producing and sort of what is that type A? Um, but then also improv is so much about like letting go of control. And how do you like balance those two things out?
Oh, that's a great question. Yeah. I mean, maybe all people who are in a leadership position should be doing more improv and to be a better leader. I don't know.
Hmm.
I feel like it's I don't know. I feel like as I went to like quite a fancy school and they were always talking about like being a good leader and whatnot
Mm,
and like leadership styles. So I don't know, even when we were in like intermediate, they would be like, how can you be a leader like from behind? And how can you be a leader by supporting other people to achieve their potential? Which is kind of what being a good improv scene partner is about. So I guess I'm always trying to do that in both of those things. Whether I'm achieving it perfectly is probably not the case, but that's the goal. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, I like that. Yeah, that's a very good point. Like both things are about uplifting your team.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like mostly the reason why I end up having to produce things is just so that there will be an opportunity to do the show. Like
Yeah.
somebody has to produce it. Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
definitely relate to that.
Yeah.
Well, this podcast ain't just about comedy. It's also about movies, and I have a couple questions about movies for you.
I'm
And the first one
excited
is,
about movie questions.
mhm,
I'm excited about movie
okay,
questions.
you should be. They're fun. I love a movie. I love a question. I love a movie that asks a question like, "Why did I pay this much money to see this movie?" Um, but my first question, as to everyone, what's your first memory of being in the cinema?
What a great question. Oh, it is definitely not the first time I went to the movies, I'm sure, but my biggest like early movies memory is
Mhm,
that the movie Legally Blonde and a Rugrats movie of some kind or some sort of children's movie
mhm.
were both in theaters at the same time. And I am like the oldest of my siblings. So I wanted to go see Legally Blonde, and they didn't want to go see Legally Blonde because they were like small children. I think I was like 8 when Legally Blonde came out. And so our nanny got tickets for herself to one of these movies, and for me for Legally Blonde, and for the other two to see Rugrats. And then we were sat in our different movie theaters, and then she was just like going in between the two movie theaters the whole time. Um to like check on the different children,
Oh my gosh.
which was very exciting. What an independent moment. Imagine half watching Legally Blonde all alone at the tender age of 8, how grown up. Yeah.
Truly. Oh, that's so funny. I didn't see my first movie by myself until I think I was 15?
Wow, that's almost twice as old.
I know. So really, you're like a truly independent spirit. And the reason I was the only one who was interested in seeing the Garfield movie that came out in the mid 2000s starring Bill Murray.
Nobody else wanted to see
Nah,
Garfield. Was it Garfield 1 or Garfield 2, A Tale of Two
it
Kitties?
was Garfield 1. And no one, because I'm the youngest of 3, and so everyone had been like, "I'm not doing it. I'm kind of the opposite of your
The
situation."
exact opposite.
Yeah. And I went for my birthday, and I went by myself, and I walked out of the cinema, and I was in the queue of people coming out, and I was like, "Oh, I'm the only, like, teenager here, and I am by myself. This is a strange, actually, choice." I, like, had a moment of, like, self-awareness of, like, "Oh, maybe find a way to do this, quote, unquote, ironically so I can enjoy it." But the notion of a nanny pinging between 2 cinemas is so do you happen to know how old she was?
Um, she was probably, oh my God, I think Tony was like 21 to 23 maybe when she first started looking after me. So she would have been like 30 years old
Oh, the
probably. So the age that
patient.
I am now, she probably
Yeah.
was like doing
And
this.
would you do that for a child you were looking after? Would you put that amount of effort in?
I definitely would put in the amount of effort. Whether I would feel confident enough in the child that I was not going to be like
Mm,
fired and lose the child because they were going to run away,
mhm.
you know. I think that's a real, as an adult, I'm like, wow, she really trusted us. Like, there's a
True.
lot of kids I would not want to do that with. Yeah. Or trusted the magic of cinema that once you
Mm,
go to the screen, you're not going anywhere.
mhm. By the way, I did look it up. It feels likely that it was Rugrats in Paris.
Oh, that's what I thought it was, but
Yeah.
I didn't wanna do a cold call in case I was
Yeah,
wrong.
because Rugrats movie came out in '98, so unless they were,
Mm,
like, re-releasing, Rugrats in Paris came out in 2000, so there's a
mm,
world in which there was some overlap.
mm.
Also, New Zealand is known for getting movies later than other places, so I would imagine that that would make sense.
Yes. It was a long time before stuff came out at the right time here. Yeah. I mean,
Mm.
they also used to just hold things because summer holidays are different. So you
Mm,
get it 6 months later just because they wanted it to be in the summer holidays.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense, but also seems like a pain that you wouldn't get, like, Revenge of the Sith or whatever in the spring in May or whatever it is. That's so odd to think about.
Why would it be in May? Or because of Star Wars Day?
Well, Star Wars Day, it just, okay, sorry, I just know this off the top of my head, and I'm like, "Ugh,
Please.
fucking doodle day," because, original Star Wars came out in May, 1977, and so they've released up until Disney, they released all the films in May because that was, like, Star Wars, and that's one of the reasons obviously, May the 4th, the pun is there, but also they're like, yeah, that's also
Ah,
another reason.
I had no idea.
Mhm,
No
yeah,
idea.
yeah, yeah, and the
Wow.
reason, Force Awakens got moved to December is they had to, like, rework the script or whatever, so they pushed it, and everyone at the time was like, "Oh, why isn't it in May?" But, anyway, but yeah, it Thinking of Star Wars as like a winter release is really interesting. Like, but even before that, yeah, that's huh.
But it was a summer release here
Ah,
in
true.
December. It was perfect.
Yeah, true, 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 true.
Yeah.
Um, do you ever go to cinema snack?
I have no idea what that is.
Like a snack you eat in the cinema? Do you sneak things
Oh,
in? Not like
I
not
I
like a cutie you see at the cinema. Not like,
I thought you said, "Do you ever go to cinema snag?" And I
oh.
was like, "Oh, this must be some fun new app that I don't know about." It's where everyone's, like, ranking movies. It's the new
No.
Letterboxd. I I misread I heard you so incorrectly. I'm sorry.
Note taken, I will work on my diction.
What
Um,
what was the actual question?
the actual question is, do you have a go-to cinema snack? A
Oh,
frequent choice of delight, consumable delight within the cinema?
what a delightful phrase. Ah. Oh, I have a very sad go-to cinema snack as of the past 6 months, which is that I, have had a had a real bad stomach situation, so now every time I go to the movies, I bring carrot sticks.
This
It's just
does
so sad.
explain. We were out on Saturday night together, and you just reached in your pocket and had a bag, and you're like, "What is in here?" And it explains the carrot that was in the bottom of your bag. Not to call you out.
No, no, please, there's carrots everywhere, yeah. Apple cores, banana skins, they just follow me around.
You're just trying to derail a Mario Kart is really
Yeah,
what it comes down to.
yeah, yeah,
That,
I hate that guy.
I'll say this. I love a carrot as a snack. It's a superior version of an apple
Oh,
because an
yeah.
apple you eat, there's still a core. What do you do with that? Carrot, you eat the whole damn thing.
Would you eat do you eat the nubbly bit at the end?
I generally eat kind of around it and then just flick it off.
I would do too. You know,
You
you
know, you
see a
just
tree, you whoosh, put it in
yeah,
the soil there.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's very good. So your go-to cinema snack is a carrots.
I'm trying to remember what I would have previously eaten. It might be just like whatever little snack we had in the house that you could like
Hmm.
put in your backpack and surreptitiously take in there. Yeah. I used to be a big Choc Top guy, but then I
Mm,
became lactose intolerant like 6 years ago, so not a Choc Top guy anymore.
that
Yeah,
stinks.
yeah. I
Brutal.
love movie popcorn, but it it just gets stuck in your teeth. No, actually, as a child, I had this like conspiracy theory that movie
Okay.
popcorn was deliberately extra salty so that you would have to have a drink as well. So that then you would have to go pee in the middle of the movie, so that you would have to go see the movie twice, so that the cinema would get more money. And this was my big conspiracy theory.
Something. I just imagine you bursting in Scully, you're not gonna believe this. And laying that out. Number one. Number two, as someone who's worked at a cinema, you're half correct. You are like movie popcorn is salty on purpose, so you want to get a drink with it.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I've been right all along.
Yeah.
This is incredible. I feel so validated.
Good. I'm glad. As for like coming back to the movie, that I can't speak to, but that is a very good conspiracy theory. And like big popcorn's coming. Big popcorn's coming. I
Mm,
don't know what to tell you.
mm.
All right. Are you ready for some movie trivia?
Hell yeah.
All right. First question
Yes.
is what is movie?
Now I wish I hadn't publicly declared myself to be a philosopher. Um, feel like, maybe a more cerebral answer will be expected. Um, movie is a it's a picture that moves.
I
It's
mean,
motion picture. I feel like I have no historical, knowledge to back this up. In my mind, I feel like they had pictures and then they invented movies, but they didn't have sound at first, so they called them movies. And then they called them the talkies, but then maybe everyone got bored of that because it's slightly more vocal effort to say talkies. And then everyone just went back to movies out of laziness. That's my personal theory about why it's called movies.
And again, you're half correct, which is also very good. It's a very literal answer, which I do appreciate from someone who is a philosophy major. You know, but I will say they did switch to talkies, and then since talkies just became default, they just became movies.
Ah,
But it was motion pictures, movies, it's that sort of thing.
mm.
But yeah, that's very good. So well deduced. Look at you, wickedly smart.
Thank you.
Um, now, what was your first character crush? Good. I'm glad these are causing such delight for you. Makes me really happy.
um, uh, Floop from Spy Kids.
But let me check my notes here. It says here that he's a madman. And yet,
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, just swerving and curving all over the track over here.
I know it's been said a
Where's Alan
million.
coming? I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah,
Oh,
he is so. I'm so happy for him that he's like had this kind of like not exactly a renaissance, but he's like very secure in a career now. It's really lovely to see. I'm so excited he's coming back for Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler is my favorite
oh my,
X-Men.
yeah.
Big day for me. I know it's been said before and will be said again. Christopher Luxton does look like the thumb monsters from Spy Kids, and that's all I can think of about now. Even though I know that is not the character you mentioned, but that's all I can think about.
No, but that's good. Has anyone done a video of Christopher Luxon singing the song? And he's like, "Roop is a madman, help us save."
Here's the thing. I don't think so, but Taylor Ruddle does a really good impression of him, and I might commission him to do it.
Please do. I think
I
the world needs this.
I think so too. I think it might fix I think that might actually cause him to retire. He might be so embarrassed that
Mm,
then we can like wrap it up
mm,
real quick.
yes.
Um, what animal
Mm.
would you want to ratatouille yourself into success? Now, here's the thing, the hat's as big as it needs to be. It's like the TARDIS. It's bigger, it can be whatever animal.
When you said movie trivia, I was not expecting this.
Hee hee hee, ain't I a stinker? Yeah, yeah.
Um, am I the rat or is the rat I'm Luigi or am I
Yes,
Remy?
you are Luigi. What would your Remy be?
Okay.
But if you want it to be the other way around, I am also open to that. Like, why not live a little?
What's an animal that I think needs a helping hand to get a leg up in this world? Hmm. Hmm. Okay, you know what?
Mhm.
I will be I will be the Remy
Okay.
or a panda, like a traditional panda, not a red panda.
Yeah.
This is because I think everybody loves pandas. They're a perfect figurehead for like environmental protection because they're so cozy, but they're very sleepy and they're not really go-getters. So perhaps what the, environmentalists need is a panda that has a secret little, puppeteer that's getting that panda out in front of the UN. It's speaking engagements. How did Greta Thunberg get to the protest? She was riding on the panda that I was controlling. Like, suddenly climate change is solved. Kind of a baller move, I think.
I think so too. I really like it for a few reasons. One, I love the choice to be you are your own Ratatouille. Congrats. You are self-actualized. Incredible. Two, you stumbled upon one of my deepest core beliefs, which is that pandas need to be saved, but not in the way most people think. because they need to be saved, by which I mean they need to die. I hate them so much. They need to be saved and go to heaven because you've keyed into something because they are not bright animals.
No.
Evolutionarily speaking, they are carnivores. They
Mm.
have canine teeth. They are designed to eat meat. They refuse because they wandered into China. China. I wandered into China. The most lackluster Trump impression you're ever gonna hear in your life. Anyway, they wandered there. With this is pretty sweet. We're the top dog, or panda is in this case, maybe. We're not gonna eat anything else but bamboo, but it's gonna cause us to be so lethargic that eh, nothing's ever gonna. So I would love for someone to fix that problem because it
Mm.
bothers me because I'm like, why can't want better for yourself, giant panda is what I want. Is just scream at all of them.
Has anyone tried just sneaking a little bit of mincemeat down the bamboo? Like it's a tube, right? Like
Yeah, just a little.
take some little like peanuts in there, a high protein snack in there.
Yeah, I don't know. They refuse to eat anything else. I don't know what's going on with them.
Isn't
And
it also that it's like they'll get the pandas in captivity? They've got like a hot lady panda, they've got a hot dude panda, but they like don't have the energy to
because they don't eat meat. That was the second thought I went to, is like they might need a little, help with that as well, vis-a-vis the
Mm,
puppeteer.
mm,
But yeah, that's a very good answer.
yeah. Well, you're welcome.
I appreciate it so much. I have one final question for you, and then we'll get to the game. And it's, as always, I ask this of each one of my guests: why is Austin Powers so sexy?
Why is he so
Yeah,
sexy?
yeah.
Mm,
Not to you. Diegetically within the film, he is perceived
mm,
as sexy.
mm.
Ooh, then we might ask, would he be sexy were he not perceived?
If an Austin Powers is in the forest and nobody is there to see him, is he still sexy?
Yeah, bye bye.
Because he's confident,
Okay.
because he believes in himself. Yeah, you could be the most attractive person in the world, but if you aren't like confident, you don't believe in yourself, then why will other people believe in you? I feel like
Mm,
I don't know. I mean, I guess One Direction, they're out
great
here
band.
being like a lack of confidence is what's sexy to us. So maybe it's not universally true, but I feel like broadly people being confident and believing in themselves, this is like an attractive quality. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I can absolutely get on board with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Um, and
And
I mean wardrobe. Spectacular
true.
wardrobe. Mm,
Bring back
yeah.
Ruffles.
The ruffles, it's texture and it's a commitment. And I think it's like you've put in a level of effort there. Yeah.
Yeah, and also, like, you clearly like what you like, because he, gets unfrozen or whatever, and he can clearly see that style has changed. And he's like,
Mm,
no, I like this. So screw
yeah.
it.
This is who I am, baby. Yeah.
Are you ready for our word?
Oh, yes, absolutely. You just tossed me into this Austin Powers shaped pit, and
I
then I'm
know.
just falling back out of it.
He's working on a fourth one, is all I'll say.
Are you for real though?
They keep pestering him, and he's going, yeah, 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 yeah. So I think there's something in development. We may never see it, but it's definitely being thought about.
We'll all be gone, and then he'll still be working on AP4.
I mean, he seemed to be having a great time on SNL lately. I love Mike Myers. I'll say that. I'll be brave. I'll
Why is
say
on
it.
SNL?
Yeah, he's playing Elon Musk on SNL
Oh
nowadays.
my god, he's so perfect for that.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah. And
Oh.
I just rewatched So I Married an Axe Murderer. Phenomenal movie. Just absolute pun intended killer.
I've Never seen it, but I'll take the word.
It's on TVNZ right now.
Oh.
So go for
Mm,
it.
mm.
It's a
Okay.
crisp, perfect 90 minutes.
That's ideal.
You better believe he plays his dad. What's his dad? Scottish.
Well, Shrek, is that you?
It's the exact same accent. And I will attest, and if people from Scotland want to get in an argument about this for me, that's fine. I attest that his accent is good because his dad was actually Scottish.
Oh,
So
so
it's good, it's fine. It just they don't I don't know. Anyway, our word
yes,
gradient.
gradient,
Gradient. Yes.
gradient. I
Yes.
think you weren't saying gradient.
I gotta there's some sort of miscommunication. Is it my accent? Are you being like mildly xenophobic or
No, I
would it
was
be
just being
better?
facetious that time.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, would you prefer gradient? Is that better?
No, I just got excited about gravy, and then I was like, no, tamp
Ah.
it down. That's not real.
So I do, I do like the idea of anything about gravy. Gravy's so good, eh?
Mm.
You know, in on the East Coast, one of the many things they're wrong about is calling pasta sauce gravy. Are you aware of this?
What?
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with them. Yeah,
What?
like red sauce, that's gravy.
That's not true.
Yeah.
It's a, it has a different meaning.
Yeah.
Oh no. In a way, this is this is why I don't know. The New Zealander, I'm like, America's too big. There's a lot
Yep.
of countries in there. Maybe there should all be separate countries. It's too big. You can't get along. That's the country where they speak a slightly different version of English. Like
So
UK and US English is different. Mm.
100%. As someone who has done a fair amount of traveling all around the states and internationally a fair amount recently, you're absolutely correct. It's too big. It's easier to get to Ireland from Boston than from Boston to California. It takes longer to get to California.
Wow.
It's fucked up. It's too
And
big.
that's why they have the Boston Celtics and not the Boston Californians.
That's true. I was You're not wrong.
It was
Oh,
purely a distance thing.
yeah, yeah. If so gradient to me, a
Yeah.
couple of things come to mind, but if you have something that immediately speaks to you other than gravy, or even with gravy, we can incorporate it. Who cares? The word is just a beginning.
Mm, mm.
Um, if you have something that speaks to you, I want to defer to you because it's good housekeeping. You're my guest here.
Such a kind host.
Listen, I try. You know,
Um, gradient. What's immediately speaking to me about gradient? Um, what my first like go-to thought for gradient is like the old like Microsoft Word
mm,
like
mm,
word art.
yeah.
You could make your like novelty title with like a different like a gradient on it. That's always the first thing I think of when I hear the word gradient. So it's transporting me to like 2001, the
Okay.
word. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Summer or autumn? Really big. There's two
Um,
different
yeah,
2001s. I'm
autumn
saying autumn. Okay.
because
Because
gradient. Autumn is the gradient
okay.
of the year because the season is changing. The leaves are changing.
Okay, that's true. That is
Mm,
true.
mm.
Ooh.
It
Okay.
doesn't have to be 2001. It could be any
I was
early.
gonna say because then we're into like if we're around like August, September, October, it was pretty tense around that time.
I never comes up unless you're talking to an American person,
I
and that's
know.
the first thing you think of, and then I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Oh,
But conversely, if we set our film here in God's own Aotearoa, New Zealand, it can be autumn, but June.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's
So
true.
we
Um,
wanted to do that.
what if it's June 2000?
Yeah, June 2000. Okay.
Yeah.
We've just avoided Y2K.
Yeah.
How exciting
Yeah.
for everyone. New lease
Yeah.
on life.
Mm. Mm.
Um, for gradient for me, the first two notions that came into my head were grade and radiant. So I'm like, can we set it in like a beauty school where you're trying to like there's obviously someone's trying to go pass a test where they have to do the best like color, or it can be like a painting school or something like that.
Yes.
Also,
No,
radiant
you.
does make me think of Charlotte's Web. So if we wanted to
Oh,
do like a I don't know, a pig competition, whatever those are called.
the
4-H.
babe pig in the city.
Yes.
Well, I love beauty school. I love
Okay,
this. I love this as a thing.
great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you seen, and I want to get this out of the way now because otherwise I'm going to try and I'll subconsciously try and recreate this. Craig Ferguson stars and wrote a film called The Big Tease, where he plays a deeply flamboyant hairdresser named Robbie. And it's pretty good. But he's a Scottish hairdresser, goes to California and is in a big competition. So I'm saying this so I want to avoid just doing that. But
Okay.
also, I would recommend the film to you. There's a really wonderful scene where he starts singing California Dreamin' to himself, but both parts. So it'd be like, I went for a walk on a winner's, just doing both parts. It's very fun. Anyway, so not that.
Excellent. I'm glad you've put it on the table. I
Hmm.
have never seen the film, but weirdly, that's exactly what I was about to suggest. So, yeah, I'm definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, what if it's
Mm.
Australian teenagers,
Hell yeah.
June 2000,
2000.
beauty school?
I'm seeing it. That's great.
Ah.
Oh, yeah.
Because then it's also about the
Mhm.
gradient from childhood to adulthood.
Ooh. First first
First
semester of beauty school.
mm,
Teenagers
mm.
getting used to each other. That's great. Um,
What if it's
hmm,
like a community situation? Because, like, I'm assuming I've not been to beauty school, but I'm assuming you got people there who've finished high school and have gone to beauty school. You've
yeah.
got people who've finished high school earlier than like when you can leave, but you haven't stayed the whole time. I'd imagine there might be people who are older than that who are going to beauty school. What if it's like
I like that a lot.
there's actually a kind of a mixed gang here?
Yeah, I think that's great. I think that's really good. So you can have kind of an ensemble cast of characters.
Hmm.
I feel like we should have one lead character just to kind of like so we could have like the story focus on that, which I feel like is maybe it's a bit cliche, but someone who is like this is what I want to do, not necessarily because I have a passion for it, because I'm making a reasonable decision. Eh,
Oh.
as someone who's recently applied to go for a trade degree, I can relate. Of like, okay, everyone's got hair, we all need it to get cut. And maybe it's I feel like a young man whose like parents, particularly his fathers, it's 2000 is like, oh, I don't want to
Mm.
see my boy go to a bloody beautician school, you know, that sort
What?
of thing.
Why don't you go start a carpentry apprenticeship like your older brother Brennan?
Exactly. For
Who
fuck's
might go
sake,
chip a
Daniel,
leg
can you
out of
just be a lad?
it? Daniel is a good name for him.
Good. Glad.
Yeah.
I think Daniel, I think what comes down to is I feel like I think he has asthma, so he can't be
Oh,
a carpenter.
yeah.
Everyone else is either like, all the rest of his family, like his older brother is a carpenter, his other brother's in Perth doing mining or whatever. And he's like, I can't do that. I physically cannot do that. And so it's also about like his family accepting the fact that like sometimes you're just literally born different. And for
Mm.
once, it's not about being gay when you go to a beautician school, it's about having asthma.
Finally, all of the straight teenage boys in Australia with asthma are gonna get representation.
Exactly.
Yes.
So,
I love the idea that Daniel, like looks the same as these brothers. Like, he doesn't have to be like a traditional kind of nerdy, wimpy kid. Like, you look at him and you think he could be a miner, he could
mhm,
be a carpenter, but he has asthma and the fine particles will fuck him up.
yeah,
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Can we cast all 3 Hemsworths in these roles?
Yeah. Yeah, let's get some 40-year-old men playing these teens.
Exactly.
An imaginary movie. We're making it in the 2000s.
Exactly, it already exists. We're describing a movie we saw at a VHS store at
Yes.
one time.
Oh my god, so good. Which Hemsworth is Daniel though?
Well, Daniel, I think what's the youngest one? I feel like
What's
it's
the
gotta be
youngest?
ascending order, right?
Yeah. Wait, but what are the three? What are the
So there's
three names?
Chris,
Yeah.
Liam,
Yeah.
and then that one that was in Westworld that I don't know the name of.
Yeah. We gotta look it up.
So he's definitely the
Hey
minor.
Siri, what are the names of the three Hemsworth brothers?
The Hemsworth family boasts three brothers,
No wonder we couldn't.
Chris and Liam.
It's so similar.
Luke.
Why would you do Luke, Chris, and Liam? Why not do all three? Why not do Luke, Liam, and Lachlan? Like,
Yeah, that's true. I mean, since Luke's the eldest,
yeah.
I think they were like, okay, we'll do an L name. Luke's a great name, I think.
Mm, mm,
Chris, they're like, okay, let's deviate from it.
mm.
And they're like, really, we nailed it with the L thing the first go around, so let's come back to it.
This Chris guy seems like he's not gonna amount to anything.
Exactly.
He's the worst one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Or
Or,
first two were planned, third one wasn't. And then they were
mm,
like, oh shit, we gotta think of a name.
if you pan over, Taken is on the hospital scene. Oh, yeah, Liam. Uh,
Um,
but I like this idea as well
mm,
of having. I actually might want Chris to play the hairdresser because number one, he's so yoked. It's funny. It's just
yeah.
visually, it's very funny.
Mm, mm.
And then also for him to have asthma, but like his younger brother's doing what his dad wants, and you're stuck in that middle
Yeah, but
child
he's the
thing.
middle. That's the
Yeah,
gradient.
exactly.
Yes.
Ah, look at you, themes.
Yes.
Oh,
No, I think that's good. I think that's good. And then of course that's his, that's his true breakout role. From be like, Thor is great, but have you seen Radiant?
have you seen Gradient?
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
Um,
So we need like I feel like maybe he can learn maybe he like learns something different from all the different people that he encounters at
mhm,
beauty school. Yeah.
yeah.
What's the big message though? Like what's the overall takeaway? Is it like follow your dream? Or is it like be true to yourself? Or is it like there's a hole for every thing or whatever that expression is?
I think a hole for everything. Yeah, no, I think you nailed it. I feel like the messaging in the movie is kind of like, well, get a reasonable job. You know,
It's paid for by the government.
yeah. Oh, nothing wrong with being a tradie. Big
Message is just going to trade.
trades. Yeah. Even if you're not physically able, you can find something that works for you.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
But
I love
yeah, I think it might actually be accepting your own limitations and working with who you are rather than trying to fight and be someone you're not.
mm.
Because like, as someone who's staunchly 5'7.5". I've always wanted to be tall, and I'm never going to do it. And you just kind of have to make peace with stuff like that.
Mm,
You
mm.
know.
So it's about accepting yourself for who you
Mm-hmm.
are.
Yeah.
Mm,
And then obviously his dad has to accept who he is as well.
yeah. I
So
think that's also very fun because the nature of beauty school is that you are training to help people kind of change and like specify their physical appearance. So I think
mhm.
that's fun as well.
Yeah, where
Fun
people are
stuff.
like, "This is what I want to look like." It's like,
Yeah,
well, how do you want to
totally.
be?
Yeah.
And that can be like the first lesson is like you're not teaching, you're not changing how people look, you're changing how they are. Like it's
Mm,
very like bro Brummel of like you're being yourself on
yeah.
purpose.
Yeah.
Um and I feel
And that's
like
right. Like a good haircut, it feels like you.
mhm.
Mm.
Yeah, which is kind of why I've gotten to a point where I'm cutting my own hair. I'm like, "No, none of you bitches are getting it right. I'm sorry.
You need Daniel.
I do need Daniel."
Need Daniel. Mm.
Yes. I feel like there's got to be like the teacher, obviously. And I feel like the teacher should be younger. So it's like even more of an obstacle for him to be taken seriously, right?
Mm.
Or for him to take this teacher seriously rather.
Yes, like he's what, 18 and the teacher is like 21.
Mhm. It's like, you know. Oh, they're in the same graduating class as his older brother. He knew growing
Yes.
up.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes,
So
yes.
he's like older, but not like but he's still like, "What you're like my brother, you fucking shithead." You know what I mean? You don't know anything. "I used to see you drink toilet water as a gag. I don't believe you," or whatever it is, you know? Um,
Uh, I
yeah.
like that.
Fe
Yeah. Yeah. Is
um
it
hmm?
is it too stereotypical if the I mean, on the one I haven't even said my thought out loud yet. On the
Yeah.
one hand, I'm thinking, is it too much of a stereotype? And on the other hand, I'm thinking maybe it's kind of like a quiet revolution. Maybe it's both. What if this 21-year-old instructor at the beauty academy who's friends with the older brother is like super gay,
Yeah.
out,
Mhm.
super accepted by all these bro friends?
Mhm.
This is also maybe a lesson about, accepting yourself and other
Yeah.
people will accept you.
Yeah, I think that's good.
I
Um,
don't know if it's too much of a stereotype for him to be real
uh,
can. But I
I
also want the carpentry bros to not be homophobic.
yeah, yeah. I think that's true. I think, I feel like what would be okay, the gag version is this.
Mm,
Um, Luke Hemsworth has a problem with this guy, and
mm,
everyone's like, "Oh, they think everyone starts to think, oh, it's because he's super gay." And it's
mm.
not. It's that this butt deadbeat owes him some money. And he's like, "I don't get a problem with the fact that he's shaked up with a guy. He owes me $500. A bloody problem with him." But no, I think having like a very, because there obviously is some truth to the stereotype. And I think it is more positive reinforcements. And also, you'll have to remember this was filmed in the 2000s.
That's true. It was filmed in the 2000s. So who are they going to make the head instructor at Beauty Academy?
Exactly. I
Yeah.
feel like my pitch would be David Wenham, um, best known for playing Faramir in Lord of the Rings, but more importantly,
Ooh,
he's in Moulin Rouge in this deeply flamboyant role. Christian,
Rouge.
he's the guy that Ewan McGregor replaces, the writer, in that first like two scenes or whatever. They have this, yeah, that's him. It's crazy. Yeah, look it up, look it up, look it up.
I had no idea. I've seen Moulin Rouge so many times.
I know. It
That's
doesn't look a
Faramir?
yeah, it doesn't look a damn thing like him because he's in all this heavy makeup, but it is him.
Oh my god. I don't know what even to search to find this. I've just typed in Moulin Rouge Faramir. Oh, it's come up. It's come
It
up.
has come up. Yeah, that absolutely is him. With the berries and cream haircut. Yeah.
Oh my god, is he Australian?
Yeah.
Oh my
He's
god.
so Australian, you're not gonna believe this. He's in that movie, Australia. I
Whoa!
know, he's the
Hugh
villain in
Jackman
Australia.
as
Yeah.
Nicole Kidman?
Originally, it was gonna be Heath Ledger, and then he had a conflict.
Was
He
it
wa
death?
It was not death, he was still very much alive, but he, like I think he literally was doing Dark Knight, and he's like, "I can't do both, I'm sorry."
Oh, he made the right choice. My
I
god, did he make the right choice. I think
Absolutely.
if we get him, he was 35 in 2000.
Oh, really? He's
Yeah.
that old? He looks
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, he does. Them for the people at home.
I walked past him once in New York, I'm just remembering. He was in for some Comic-Con thing, and I was like, "Oh." Yeah,
That's so fun.
yeah. It was weird because I was like, "Is that no, surely not." And then I saw the news because he, like, did a surprise appearance at some convention or whatever. Like, I assume New York Comic Con, and I was like, "Oh, fuck me, I guess that was him." But so he would be a bit old for what you were trying to cast is what I'm getting from
But
that
he
vibe.
could still be in it
Well,
somehow.
how
What if he's the dad?
he's dad to baby Chris Hemsworth. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like the lore we're building.
Okay, I don't know who he is in the show, but Chris Lilly has to be in there.
Chris
From
Lilly. I'm not sure I'm familiar with Chris Lilly
from
and their
Summer Heights
work.
High.
Chris Lilly. Oh yeah, okay. I Okay, I'm with you here. Yes. I think
It's
so he's 50 years old now, so subtract he would also be in his 30s
he'll be
in
um
2000.
in 2000. He's born 1974, so he'd be 27.
Okay, 27.
Still, I think he's still not a good pick for the teacher though. Maybe he's one of
No,
the other
I think
students.
he's another student.
It could be the most chaotic
Mm,
other student is kind of his brand, I think.
yeah.
Mm.
I think that'd be very good.
I mean, what if Faramir, I don't know, David
David
Warner,
Wenham.
what if he's just a 35-year-old playing a 20-year-old?
Number one, I think that's funny.
It's the
Uh,
2000s.
it's the
Everyone was doing
2000s.
it. Wait, but where's Hugh Jackman in this?
I was gonna say, or are we gonna have Hugh? I think how old he would have just done. He would be filming X-Men,
Yeah.
so
So
he would look.
yeah.
Um,
He's also 33. He's got to be there
he's
somewhere.
got to be there
Maybe
somewhere.
can he be the boyfriend? Can he be the teacher's boyfriend?
Yeah. I think that's
Minor
good.
role. Minor role.
Mine are very early Hugh Jackman. You wouldn't even know it's him.
Mm,
But
mm, mm.
um,
He was just starting to like get buff for his X-Men audition when they filmed it. So
it's a
he's
lot of
like,
shirtless scenes.
yeah, but like less muscular than you expect him to be. Mm.
I saw Deadpool and Wolverine in theaters. I was dragged to it, and I was surprisingly I enjoyed myself because I like him and I like the X-Men so much. I do not enjoy Deadpool or any of his works. He is merely there. However, they played clips from the first X-Men movie, and he is so small in that movie. He just is like looks like a normal muscular man. They've gone crazy with it. I'm like, guys, stop. It's too much. Please, you're hurting him. Stop.
I 100% agree. I love Deadpool and Wolverine so much. I went to see it 3 times in the
Oh
theaters. I
wow.
also do not care for Deadpool at all. I was like, this is by far the best Deadpool experience I've had. Um, yeah, yeah, I just loved it so much. And then I told everyone to watch it, and then I just found out that one of my friends went to watch it because of my very high recommendation, and he did not enjoy.
Oh.
Felt a little bit bad about that one.
I mean, you
Yeah.
can't please everybody, can you?
Can't please everybody, no.
Um, I mean, I'm trying to think of like young Australians. Oh, you know who it should be? Let me check. It should be Joel Edgerton.
I would have no idea who that was if I wasn't scrolling the Google results for Australian actors, and
That's
that
so
man was
funny.
right here.
He he was also born in 1974, so he would have been 30 something. Oh,
Oh.
like a
Um,
doodle do. How old was Nicole Kidman? Women can teach. Hey, let's talk about it. Women can teach and be gay.
Kate Blanchett, got to be in there.
Done.
Kate Blanchett.
Hey, what about Kate Blanchett as the teacher, and she's gay?
She's like a super punk lesbian.
Mm-hmm. And then Naomi Watts is her girlfriend.
Mm, mm. Sold.
Great.
Yeah,
Cool.
absolutely. Can Lucy Lawless be their flatmate? Their New
Yeah.
Zealand flatmate?
Yes.
In one scene where they go to a party at their flat.
Absolutely. 100%. Okay, cool. So we have, let me check. We have all the characters.
We've got very hung up on this casting.
We really have. We know it's about accepting yourself, and he has asthma.
Mm, mm.
Um,
There's a diverse group of
oh,
people at the beauty school.
I got the emotional climax, and
Yeah.
that's that he gives his dad a haircut. You gotta.
Oh, okay. What if his dad gets fired from his
Mm,
job, or like his work is restructuring? So the dad, like not right at the way at the beginning, but like maybe in the middle, and then the dad is going for like an interview for a new job, or like his first day at the new job, and he gets Daniel to give him a haircut for the new job or for the interview or something.
I really like it. I think he should be a minor, and I think he should have black lung or something, where he too now also cannot breathe well. And
Yes.
he's
So he
going
has
around going,
to
I
take up
didn't
a
realize
job.
this was like your whole life,
Mm.
and that sort of thing.
Yes, he gets it now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so because of that, he has to go for like a desk job or something, which the
Mm,
dad always thought is unmasculine and like weak. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like David is like would be good, but I feel like we need maybe someone who's a bit older, just who has like more weight to it, who can really play like an old battler, kind of thing.
Jeffrey Rush.
Jeffrey Rush would be quite good. Yeah, that's good. Great call. No notes.
Excellent. And he will wear a pirate hat.
I saw a post recently, and I agree with it so much that I'm bringing up now in
Oh, yeah,
it in
please do.
conversation, which is the line "You best start believing in ghost stories, Miss Turner. You're in one" is so good. That first movie is so fucking good.
It's so good.
Oh,
Yes. That
oh,
is one of my like top favorite movies of all time. When I was 12, for like several months, I would watch the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie every Sunday.
yeah,
Just so good.
fantastic.
Oh,
You better believe I went as a pirate to the Renaissance Fair that year and the subsequent year. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Also, I will say this about Jeffrey Rush: don't Google him. No, the other thing I'll say is he is a
so we
very
watched it in our movie.
yeah. Well, it was in 2000. We didn't know. We didn't know it was in 2000.
Oh.
Nah, yeah, he's just a lightly problematic figure. However, the other thing I would like to illustrate is he obviously is King's Speech, and
Yeah.
he delivers a line that's a joke. It's a laugh line. And this motherfucker has done so much theater that I watched it when it came out in the cinema with everyone. And the laugh crested and was coming down, and then he delivered it. He paused the perfect amount. And I was like, he just knows it. That's so wild. That's
Mm.
crazy. Anyway. Um,
So good actor, don't Google him.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, yeah. I would say as well, the other person that came to mind was Hugo Weaving.
Oh
But
yeah.
But the idea of Hugo even going in for a haircut is a little too funny for me because his hairline is like not great. It's just like, it is what it is. There's nothing wrong with it, but
And
it is like
he's busy that year. He's filming Lord of the Rings,
he is
so
yeah, it's true. It's a bit
he
yeah.
couldn't have been in it.
He couldn't have been in it. But somehow Kate Blanchett's here.
Well, yeah, I
Well,
mean,
she'll make time.
she has fewer scenes. She's just in that one forest bit, you know. It,
That's true. And also, like, I feel like Kate Blanchett makes a lot of room to play a lesbian. You
yeah.
know what I mean?
And I simply won't make the picture without her. So
It's true. So Jeffrey Rush has got black lung and he needs to get a haircut.
yeah,
And I feel like it's not at the salon, right?
no, because he doesn't want to go. He doesn't want to go into the salon because the he doesn't want to go to the barber shop because that's his like old friend, maybe he's got that like middle-aged man thing
Mm-hmm.
where like you've
Mm-hmm.
gone to the same barber for ages and like that's your guy place to talk, but he doesn't want to tell them that he's can't do it. He doesn't want to tell them that he's lost his job
Mm-hmm.
because he's worried about what they'll say. He doesn't want to talk to them about his health problem.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No, I like that a lot. Yeah.
So Daniel's like, well, I could help you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he's like, fine. I feel like him cutting the image that comes to my mind is him cutting hair in the kitchen.
Mm. Because that's such an image of like a parent cutting the hair of like a very young kid who's too young to go to the salon. That's like a
Yeah.
very fun role reversal there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think it might just end, or like all that's really said between them is he just looks at it and just goes, "Good job," and then his attitude changes towards his son because that's
Mm.
classic.
Yeah.
You're not getting a "I'm sorry" or anything. You're just getting a "All right."
That's
um,
I like that. Yeah. Yeah.
is that the end of the movie?
I feel like the end of the movie has to be it's the 2000s, right?
Yeah.
The end of the movie has to be a setup for a potential sequel. I feel like the end of the movie has to be the wacky gang from beauty school. They're
Hmm.
opening their first salon. Like that's the kind of emotional closing, and then like the music totally changes, and now it's like wacky, a new thing is starting music, and it like pans down the street, and then there's like somebody turning a sign, and then they're like, well, okay, gang, are we ready? Do we think we can handle this? And they've like got their own salon or something. They're all opening together.
I like that a lot, and I feel like to facilitate that, what could be good? Maybe it's this. Maybe the dad isn't getting a new job, but he has a court date because he's suing the the company that gave him black lung, and he
Yeah.
uses some of that money to build the salon.
Yes, I love that. Yes. What if? Oh, is this too much for one movie? No, it couldn't possibly be. Uh, the 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 school is shutting down, or like for some reason there's this salon that they can save if they have enough money. And there's
Mm,
been like a fundraiser or something, and they didn't quite get enough money, but then the dad can use his court settlement money to like get them over the line.
I like that. I feel like the way to do
Is it
it.
too many plots for one movie? I don't know.
I mean, well, it's really only a C plot
Mm,
because we have the dad, we have Daniel and Daniel Senior,
mm,
and Daniel. I would say Danny the entire time.
mm, mm.
And then when he says, "Oh, good job, Daniel."
You realize they have the same name.
Yep. And
Yes, I
also
love
he
that.
finally says his full name, you know, give some respect. But I feel like then the secondary plot is like obviously the reason Kate Blanchett's doing all these classes is to then save enough to then buy her own place, which is available, but she's just not getting enough funding, and then it's from
Mm,
there. So it's not like a contest or anything like that, or like any sort of but it is there the entire time. Maybe a fundraiser could be. I think of doing a silent
you know,
auction would.
I like that. I like that there's like this a salon in town that maybe it's been established for a while, or maybe it's like a
Hmm.
chain, or like an older hairdresser who's retiring, and there's the opportunity to buy it. So Kate Blanchett is like teaching the classes, try and get enough money to buy
Hmm.
it. I like that. I think that's fun
Hmm.
as a C plot that's going on the whole time.
And then I think what would be good is they're doing a like fundraising event where they're like doing as many haircuts as in a day as possible. And
Yeah.
they're like on a lawn. They all have their barber's chairs.
Mm,
And then afterwards, this is the same day as the court date. They're intercut.
yeah.
And you don't know how the court case is going until Daniel Senior shows up. And he just goes up to Daniel Jr. and goes, "Oh, sorry. I forgot to pay you," and then gives them the remaining amount of money. And
Yes.
that's when he goes, "Job well done," or whatever.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh, no, I love that. And maybe like Danny has been nervous because they've got the big fundraiser tomorrow, but
Mhm.
he's just been practicing on the other kids in the class and on the like practice hits, and he hasn't
Mhm.
actually had like a human subject yet.
Mhm.
And the dad's getting ready for the court case, and then they're like, "Okay, I'll let you cut my hair to get ready for the court case." And then he's like, "Oh, I haven't paid you yet," and he gives them the money.
Mhm.
That's so good. Yes.
Yeah. Big
Yes.
fan.
Mm.
Ugh.
Ah,
I would
so
watch this movie.
I guess leading up to
Mm.
this point, it's mostly like the shenanigans of like learning how to be a hairdresser and getting to know the
Mhm.
people in the class and the dad disapproving, and then the simmering thing of like the buying the salon becoming more of a thing, the point where
Mhm.
they have the fundraiser.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
love that.
And then I think, there's the sequence, the door opening, blah, 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 all coming in. And then the first two people to show up are his brothers.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, that's so good.
I know we said June, but I would pitch. I mean, I guess it would change the time of year it's set. But part of me is like, can it be near Christmas? Because summer in Australia, when it's hot and everything, I think like just adds the stakes to it. But I don't know. I've also never been to the continent. So-
Yeah, no, I think November could be cool.
Mm,
Yeah, yeah, because I don't know how it is like in New Zealand and Australia, because December, it's like it's the end of the school year, it's the end of the work year, it's the start of summer, and it's Christmas. So it's like
nothing gets
very
done.
much the end of the year, like very finally in every respect.
Hmm.
And then so November does have this quality where it's like everybody is trying to get things done before the end of the year, and it's like you have this kind of momentum in November, but I think it
Hmm.
also has this like I don't know, the realm of possibility in the way that January has kind of, but in
Sure.
reverse. Yeah, I feel like is a
Hmm.
thing. So I feel like that is possible. And November, you know what? It's gonna be 25 plus degrees, but it ain't gonna be 40 degrees.
Hmm.
And I
Hmm.
don't think anyone wants to be cutting hair outside in Australia in February.
I would imagine not. And then
Unless the hair cutting was a ploy to see a very sweaty Chris Hemsworth, which may be.
I do think I like that a lot. And I also feel like then it sets up for this shop to be open by Christmas.
Mm, yes.
And then that's when, the other boys come home and they're
Mm,
like, because they might
have started off the entire film like, well, what are you gonna do? And then they come back and like, oh, nice, and he gets through accepting himself, he gets acceptance from other people as well.
Like Austin Powers.
Just like Austin Powers. This is an Austin Powers prequel. No, that's so good. I really love our film. Do you have an idea of who you'd like to direct it?
Oh. Oh my God. Who would I like to direct this film? Um, I don't know their name,
Hmm.
but whoever directed Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
All right, let me take a look. Priscilla.
I was like, what's an Australian movie that's good?
All right, let's have a go. Let me look right here.
I don't know why they have to be an Australian to direct the movie.
Alan's that's the musical. Yes. Who is this? By whom is this directed? Also, this is a film that is sadly gone unseen by me, but I
Oh, you
need.
like Priscilla, Queen of the
I've
Desert.
seen clips and the cast. I was just like, it's crazy that it's all these people that like now are just so firmly in their careers. It's just wild. Stephen Elliott, looking perhaps like the most Australian man you've ever seen in your life. Um, yeah, he wrote it and directed it, and he's not made a lot, but he has made movies. So I'd be happy to do that.
So who do
Um,
you want to direct it?
I mean, Baz Luhrmann did come to mind, but then we're
Mhm.
making a completely different movie. Then it's like,
Yeah, he wants to make it overly complicated.
and also so loud. I love his movies, but he's like the Joel Schumacher of Australia. Um, one moment. And
Um,
there's a film from Australia called Candy, which I really like. It is a drama. But Neil Armfield directed it.
hmm.
And he's only he's only done 4 movies, which is kind of crazy. So we'll go with Stephen, whatever his name was. What is his name? Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. That guy. Let's go
Yeah,
with him. If he'll have us,
I
obviously.
think I think that's great.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Um, great. Are you ready for a lightning round?
Wait, I just got to
Okay.
uh sit with Gradient for a bit.
Okay.
Gradient, what an excellent film we've created.
I'm really proud of us.
I'm sad it's not real.
I mean, yeah, me too. A lot of these, I'm like, I would watch this, and I am upset I don't get to see it.
Yeah, that was a really good movie we just made up.
It's nice. It's fun. I don't know. It's fun to just think about possibilities. I am sad that we couldn't find a place for my boy Heath. I feel like he could be. He has the temperament of a Chris Hemsworth. Hmm?
Surely he can be in it. Surely.
Maybe he's another one of the students. I
Maybe
don't
he is, yeah. He's another kind of like
know.
laddish student.
What if, since I don't know if he's younger. I think he might be older than Chris, actually. Or, well, he's not now, but he was born in an earlier year. Um, but I feel like this is such an obscure bit of trivia. His first gig was like a commercial for a chicken shop. And so there's like photos of baby Heath Ledger in like a almost pseudo McDonald's uniform. And part of me is like, what if he plays the guy that's at the chicken shop they go to? And he overhears everyone. Like they're like, oh
When he
man, I
knows
wish
all
we
the
could do that.
scripts. Yes.
And like, oh, I wish we could just open our own shop. And he's like, yeah, this one's closing down. You could open that one if you want, wanted to do that. You know. So,
I think that's brilliant. I think that's brilliant.
but yeah, what a lovely film. I would watch. Upset it's not real.
That's just not real.
Hopefully, we both fall asleep tonight and dream of it. The whole thing.
I hope so too.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I kind of, you're right. I kind of don't want to spoil it with a lightning round.
Oh no, we can't do the
No,
lightning round. I just wanted to sit for a minute in it because I loved it so much.
I know, but now I'm just thinking about gradient,
Idiot.
gradient.
Yeah. Wait, so what do we do for the lightning round?
Oh, sure. So we each
No,
get the
we don't
same.
have to. Now I feel like I'm ruining the vibe.
Oh, not at all. No, I'm kind of like, it's like when you eat a meal and you're like, you have dessert coming
Mm,
and you're like, I'm full though.
mm,
I don't want to spoil the delight that was the main course with too much sugary stuff at the end. But the
mm.
way the lightning down round does work is we get the same um word and we each do a small prompt. Sorry, a small pitch based off of the word. Generally
Mm,
3 of them.
mm.
But it's up to you. I leave it in your hands, whatever you'd like. Mm,
I mean, I'm happy to do a lightning round. I've got ideas in my head.
okay. We'll go. What if this? What if we try one, and if we don't like it, we stop?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
Hey, we're
Yeah.
adults. We can do whatever we want.
What? What?
Oh no, arm movement. Oh, very funny. All right. So the first random word for lightning round is customer. So
Oh.
for me, customer is about a 12-year-old boy who lives in New York City and he's fallen in, his brother's in the mob, and he's trying to be a tough customer, just like his older brother. And he gets into some hijinks, and his brother has to save him from it.
Love that. Customer for me is a department store is being robbed by a large group of people. They're taking hostages, like a kind of a Die Hard situation, but you know who's not there? John McClane. There's just one customer who is like in a different shelf, like they don't find him. So this is
Mm-hmm.
the only person who hasn't been held hostage. And it's about this customer rising to the challenge of saving everyone from these department store gang people.
I love it. I would pitch for the titular customer to be Judi Dench.
Yes! Yes, 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 yes. And they just don't notice her, and it's the
Yeah,
comment about how society doesn't see older women.
exactly.
She's literally standing right there. They walk straight past.
So, the next one is wheel. WHEEL, wheel.
Mm.
For me, wheel is about it's a revisionist western about the westward expansion, takes place in South Dakota, and is about this really lovely group, this like family and group of people who are doing a wagon train, and you like them all. They're so funny and nice to each other. And then the perspective shifts to be like to the indigenous people going, hey, this actually sucks. And then you have to like reconcile with the fact that they are, both things are true as an
Mm,
audience.
I love that. Yes. Okay. It's Italy.
Mamma mia.
It's the 1800s. It's a rural town, and two young men are both have come to town to work at a farm that makes big wheels of Parmesan cheese. And it's like a period piece, tender, slow burn love story. It was made this year, but it's in like sepia tones between these two young men. Yeah. And they're like, there's a moment when they're both in that like cold storeroom where like you leave the cheese wheels for like
Mhm.
2 years, and then this is where they kiss for the first time.
I like that. It's very good. A
Wheel.
plus. Wheel. Um, this. All right. The final one we have is harmful, and for me, harmful stars Catherine Hahn as
Oh,
a recently divorced mother
yeah.
who has 5 kids, whose husband did leave her for a younger woman, but she
Mm.
loves her kids, and obviously husband knocked up the new lady. Ugh,
Ugh.
you hate to see it. Husband, by the way, played by what is the guy who plays Ted Lasso? His name.
Oh, that's literally who I was picturing.
What?
Jason Sudeikis.
Jason Sudeikis. Yeah, that's so funny.
Out of everyone on earth, I was literally
That's-
picturing him.
Same brain. Yes, 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 yes. That's so good.
He's always playing a character that weirdly behaves like more than an asshole than he looks like early career. Yeah. Before Ted Lasso, I'm always like, why is he playing this dick again? He's a nice guy. I don't understand it. Anyway,
Exactly.
continue.
No, it's just about that woman, and it's I think the twist. I don't know if there's like a twist. I think it just might be just a dramatic comedy, but
Mm.
it's really um. I think there has to be a twist for the play of words I'm trying to do, because like she has so many kids and she's constantly has like an armful,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
and so it becomes harmful.
Mm.
And I think it might be when she slowly starts enacting some sort of vengeance upon her ex-husband.
Mm.
So, with the help of her kids, maybe. Maybe they also hate dad. Maybe it's the reverse of one of those 90s movies that's like, oh, being a dad so hard. I have a big cell phone, you know?
Yes. Is it like a prank movie, like a kids family prank movie, but they're all pranking the dad?
I think that is it. Exactly so. Yeah. Or they're
Yeah.
like, oh, my tummy hurts. Why? And then it's just like a big fart or whatever. And it's just like nothing terrible. There's no like, it's not like John Wick, you know? It's
Yeah.
like Home Alone.
Home Alone against their own dad.
Exactly. Because they has to come pick him up on weekends and they don't want him to.
They hate him.
Here's the thing. I'll say this to anyone who gets upset about that. I am not a child of divorce, so I have no concept of what it is like. That is what I assume it is like. 100%.
Same here. It seems pretty accurate. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, for me, harmful is a Disney Pixar animated movie. Uh, and it is about some kids in a middle school, and they've all prepared their science experiments for the science fair. And one kid has accidentally invented like a new uh I don't know, atom or a new electric chemical or like something really powerful. And they've got like, this is my new like household cleaner or something, or like they innocently, and it just says harmful on the bottle because that's the like warning they've made. But then it like gets, I don't know, NASA comes in and like steals it or something. Some government body comes in and steals this, or like some evil aliens or
Mhm,
somebody
mhm.
steals this. So then it's like a couple of best friend, like animated middle schoolers trying to get back the harmful chemical that they need for the regional science fair.
I really like that. I would say Paul Giamatti is the person we've seen him be an antagonist stealing from children before. It works every time. I
Yeah.
need to get this substance to the NASA stat. Yeah.
You've invented moon juice. You've unlocked the secret.
You don't
food
understand
code.
the ramifications.
If you drink this, you will float up to the moon.
You stole. That's
It's
really.
the moon lifting drink.
Oh, we're getting too silly. We're getting too silly. Big
It's
sleepover.
very late.
Yeah, it's like big sleepover energy at the moment. We're recording this at 11 p.m. for those of you listening. But it is with that I say thank you so much for doing this podcast. It was so much fun.
Thank you for
What
having me.
would you like people to know about you that have listened thus far? What have you
What
got
would I like
going?
them to know about me?
Yeah, what do you got going on? Where can they find you? All this stuff.
Oh, how wonderful of a question. You can find me online at Rebecca Mary Gwendolon with an O, not a Y. I have
Gwendolyn.
my own podcast, which is a Dungeons and Dragons podcast cobbled together. And you can find me in the great city of Auckland doing.
I thought you were gonna say find me in the grave. I was like,
in the grave. Yeah. Oh, did I not say I'm actually a vampire? That's why I wanted to meet it.
blah.
Yeah. Yeah. From what we do in the shadows, you know?
Yeah, that's so
From
funny.
I'm from the Auckland group, you know.
Yeah.
That movie about Wellington. You haven't seen about Auckland vampires yet. Yeah. When you become a vampire, you become very sick.
Oh, that's very good. I now speak to you, the listener. Two things. One, if you want to support this podcast, you can go to tristanmiller.substack.com. You get early episodes. You get a bonus podcast called Movies to Fall Asleep To, where I talk to people about their comfort movies, also film reviews. But more importantly than all of that, I have a comedy special out now, and it isn't in the show notes, and you should go watch it. I say it's an hour of comedy. It turned out in the edit to be 48 minutes. Don't fucking ride my dick about it. Just enjoy what I gave you. Enough. And with that, thank you again so much for being on, Rebecca. We did it.
We did it!
Yay!